demonstrator. It's Wednesday, 7 o'clock. How are you? Are you ready to go? I am. I love that it's still light out. How about you? So, let's see here. I'm waiting to see if everything's going to come on how it's supposed to. You know how it goes. There we go. I think. Alrighty. So for tonight, there's a bunch of stuff happening. We've got, today's the 29th. We've got 2 more days for club order bonus of the Loose Daisy embellishments. FYI for you. What else do we have? This Saturday I'll be at Farmers Market. The Elks Lodge got canceled, so for your information, find me Saturday only. I will have raffle, deal of the day, all that kind of stuff. So there you go on that. Let me adjust this just a hair. All right, so let's see, what else do we have going on? So clubs finishing, retired list, last chance list rather. I keep saying retired. Anyways, last chance list, that will be out by tomorrow noon. So take a look in the afternoon with your cup of tea after your nap, you know, because we all live that way, right? So take a look at that and you cannot order off of that until I believe it's April 4th. The last chance list, I almost said retired again. But if you have stuff in mind, please let me know because it's all wall supplies last. So I want to make sure it gets in there before it's gone. So, as far as my personal list, I will be putting it out. There will be no BOGO this year. So FYI for you, way too much work for what it was for me. So it was about 3 weeks worth of work. So, hey Pen, how are you, honey? So no BOGO this year, but I will be offering retired stuff, and retired stuff, stamps, punches, or dies, not bundled, are going to be $10 a piece, and then bundled are 20. So basically everything's going to be 10 each, unless it's embellishments and smaller stuff. So let's see, how's that going to work? The email with the list will go out to my team for a couple days. They will pick, and then the list will go out to my VIPs for a couple days. They will pick, and then it'll go out to everybody else. So, and then after all that's done, then it'll get put online. So, it's just that simple, just that easy. So, let's see, what else do we have? Paper pumpkins happening, which you guys probably know about. It's like a stained glass kind of look this month. I think that's enough, don't you? And if I remember something else, I'll help you. So, all right. So with all that being said, I'm going to flip you around, and I hope this works. I just realized I did this in portrait and still landscape. I don't think it'll switch. So I think tonight we're going to go up and down. We'll see how it works. Yeah, just how it is. So let me flip this around. Hit it twice. I always forget. So yeah, tonight I guess we're going to be up and down. Because it's not, I don't think it's going to flip. I'm waiting to see. Yeah, it's sideways. So I think I got to go like this. I'm going to wait and see before I like turn everything and do everything I'm supposed to. Yep. Okay. I goofed you guys, so it's going to be long skinny tonight. And it's just that simple. Because that's what happens when I goof. Because the link is the link is the link, and that's just what's going to happen. Except that is like super goofy. Let's see what we can do here, huh? So this goes like this. This goes like this. Well, I just have smaller space, and it is okay. It's just what happens sometimes. So you get more view of like my stand and that kind of stuff, but it'll be all right. I guess I could stamp sideways, but no. So we're gonna get it. It'll be fine. So everything's pretty much pre-cut tonight, so it should be all right. So let's see here. So the tutorial that I wrote out, I have to tell you, the tutorial that I wrote out. Hey Pam, how are you, honey? Let's see, the tutorial I wrote out is for these cards, but I changed them. You'll understand in a minute. So, all right. So these are the 2 cards that we're making. I'm showing you how to do shakers for something other than squares and other than like normal shapes. Okay. So that's what we're doing tonight. Yes, I have everything pretty much pre-cut because I didn't figure you wanted to like watch me like cut everything completely. So we'll see. So let's see here. I do need my foam adhesive strips. I did forget that. So, alrighty. So for this evening, my dears, let me explain what you're going to get with the kit and what you're going to get for the bonus and, you know, all those fun things. So for the bonus, for you being on with me, if you decide to order, okay, you will get, so you're going to get some foil stickers. These are to close the box, and then you're going to get a belly band, and you're going to get some other punch outs just to decorate it. I didn't get that far, but it'll be fine. So this box is acetate. We used to have them with Stampin' Up, but not anymore. So this is a one-time thing. If you do like them, I do have some packs still available because I bought a ton of them because I really like them when I'm doing cards and stuff. So this is, I should have folded that beforehand. Well, let's do it now, huh? It'll be fine. All right, so you pinch and you pinch and you pinch, and then you put these back down, the tabs, and then this is gonna go like this. And then this is gonna go in here, even though it doesn't want to. My gosh, it really doesn't want to, does it? Okay, there we go. And then this side's gonna go in here. You get the picture. And then I think it's about 4 or 5 cards that fit in here so nicely. So, so kind of a cool little thing. Okay, so that's for the bonus. Now for the kit, besides the stuff for the cards, you're also gonna get a full container, brand new, of Loose Daisy embellishments, and then you're going to get a full pack of these brush butterflies. That's why the price is so high. But you're going to get an unopened. You're not going to get pieces and parts. You're only going to get pieces and parts of these guys here. The brushed metallics, I believe they're called. So those you're going to get like 3, right? But you're going to get a full pack of butterflies. I figure it's spring, so you could use them, right? And then you're going to get a full pack of these flowers. And honestly, I used like almost a half a pack between the 2 cards. So up to you on what you do, but that's what we have. Okay. And then for the kits, you're going to get an envelope. You're going to get a piece of Mango Melody. You're going to get window sheet. You're going to get Early Espresso, which is the backing. You're going to get the designer series paper from what is it called? Texture Chic. I always want to say Chic Texture. That's why I'm like, no, that's wrong. I'm finally getting that it's wrong now that it's, now that we're done, right? And then this one, you're going to have it all embossed, pre-punched. I'm just going to show you how to do the punch on this one. And then we've got the window sheet, all the backings, all that kind of stuff. And then obviously the envelopes. So that's what we're creating today. Sound good? I hope so. So I've already punched out the holes in this one, but if you're wondering, the hole comes from the mini pocket envelope dies. This, now, I wasn't too fond of the pocket, but I do like all the pieces in it. This is retiring, so FYI, if you want it on your list, I'm not sure if it's discounted or not, because honestly, I've had to look at the list like once or twice, and I'll be publishing that here like tomorrow. So anyways, this is the piece though for these holes. Okay. The stitched part does not go on the outer, it goes on the piece that fell out. So that's what we have, and this is the mini pocket envelope dies, if you're wondering and if you want. Okay. So we've got that, and then this one, oh, and the double oval punch, and then obviously the Easter Bunny. FYI, the Easter Bunny is carrying over as well as the punch. It's just not going to be bundled. So there you go. Okay. So question for you while I get a sip of water. Should we start with the bunny or should we start with the flowers? Either one's fine with me. I'm just asking. So, what you want to do? Anybody have a preference, shall we say? Either. You guys are way too easy on me. Just saying. Oh my gosh, either. Pam, you're way too easy. Wait a minute, I didn't say that out loud. I'm sorry, hun. So, all right, so I'm gonna start with the bunny one. Why? Because I picked one. That's all there is to it. Both of you either. Oh my gosh. So we're gonna do this one. Now, here's a little bit of difference, and we're gonna see how this works out. But I cut this inner mat about a 1/2 inch smaller, so that way you can still see a little bit more of the paper behind. So we'll see how this goes, but so far so good. Okay. All right. So for this, you're gonna have an envelope. You're gonna have a piece of thick basic white cardstock. This is cut into your card base. This is going to be cut at 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. You're gonna get this already pre-done in your kit, but just FYI for you. Okay. Then you're gonna have, let's see if I can get this right, texture chic. Okay. So you're gonna get a piece that is cut at 5 1/4 by 4. Now here's where I did a little bit different. Okay. So instead of going 5 1/4 by 4 and then going 5 by 3 3/4 for this one, I skipped another 1/2 inch. So this is 4 3/4 by 3 1/2 instead of 3 3/4. So see the extra quarter rather, sorry, not half. Okay. So, and then this is cut, I have the measurements in there goofy as all get out. So this would be like 3 3/8 by, so it's like literally take it at 3 1/2 and go 2 clicks down on the line smaller. So that way, when you put it underneath, it's hidden. Okay. That's all that I mean by that. It doesn't have to be exact. And then the window sheet should be similar to this, but honestly, because we're only punching the bunny, I was like, I had a scrap left, and instead of doing a whole sheet, guess what happens? Okay, so I'm grabbing the Easter Bunny punch. This is embossed with one of the basics embossing folders. So I'm going to go up as far as I can go. If you don't want to go up as far as you can go, don't. It's just that simple, but there we go. Okay. All right. So now, before I mess it up, because I'm going to tell you right now, I was doing this sample, working on it this weekend, and I was like, oh, I got all the backing done, all the adhesive strips and everything else. And then I realized I forgot to put the window sheet in first. Yeah. So put the window sheet in first. Otherwise you don't have a pocket. So put the window sheet in and then you will be good. Okay. We all make those mistakes, I promise. So on the instructions, you're going to laugh. If you pay attention really, really, really close, you will see that there's no window sheet in there with all the pretties. Actually, I think I redid it because it really bugged me that it wasn't right. So I think I redid it. So I think we're okay. If it has 5 or 6 petals, it's the old one. If it's only 4, then it's the new one. The only thing to be careful of with this is if you shrink down the size, you got to make sure that your petals still fit onto the page, you know. All right, so now I'm just going to put this down. I just got to fill that bunny hole. So I don't need it to be the whole length, but I do need it to be proper. You know, we got to cover the body, as it were. Guy, we got a lot of things that don't sound great on this one, huh? Cover the body. Pam's easy. Man, if we take this stuff out of context, I'm in trouble. Let's not do that, huh? So, all right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab a strip. And what I'm going to do is get all this stuff out of the way. And I'm going to start here. We want it to be about, oh, that's not going to work very well. Let's find another. So I want it to be about 1/8 of an inch off of the edge. So that way when you turn it over, you don't see that white stuff hanging out. Okay. Just that simple. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that back there, however that goes, and I'm going to trim as needed. Okay. Because what I'm trying to do is I got to create curves out of straight lines. And that can be a little bit challenging sometimes, right? So let's see, where's my stickies? There we go. Okay. So I don't have to be super careful because the flowers are not super duper small. If you were doing like a micro bead or something like that, then you're making sure that these adhesive strips are like sitting right up against each other, because otherwise your stuff's gonna escape. And then also you got to think about this was the funny part. So I had mailed a shaker card during summer. Can you see where this is gonna go? So I mailed a shaker card during summer, and I guess the glue kind of got warm sitting in the mailbox or the truck or God knows what. Anyways, by the time they got said note, it had blown up. Yes, really. And the whole inside was nothing but parts and pieces. So yeah, if you're doing during the summer, make sure that maybe you like put a piece of cardstock around it and kind of like band it together. So that way, if your glue stretches out during the summertime, it doesn't have anywhere to go. If you hear what I'm getting at. Because it can make life a little interesting if all your pieces, you know. And then I kid with the person that I was sending it to, because I was like, well, gee, it was just a DIY card. You're supposed to put it together. And she's like, no. So I couldn't play it off. We'll just say that. So make sure when you're doing that you think about the weather. So for instance, I usually put stuff in an extra plastic bag, unless it's in my big padded envelopes. But I usually put it in an extra plastic bag during winter time, because I don't know if it's going to go through snow and then end up wet, you know? So, or the rain or something. So you just got to think about that when you're packing stuff up. But yeah, I couldn't play off that it was a DIY. So, needless to say, so if you have not dealt with this a whole lot and this is your first time, you might want to put the filling in before you peel off all the backing, because then you don't got extra sticky to deal with. But evidently I feel confident tonight that I can handle this. We'll see how that goes. Usually when I feel confident, that's was it Pride Before the Fall, right? So we'll see how this goes. But so I'm peeling all the backings off. So do you see how I shaped all this by just, if you cut straight lines small enough, you can make a curve, okay? So that's how this one goes. Where did I start? There. Okay, so I have these 3 to go. Don't try to keep track, because if you push on it too much, it won't be sticky anymore. Yes, I've had nights like that. So, all right, so we've got our little daisies. Aren't they cute? So I'm just going to put a pinch in there. Maybe a little bit more. No, I still have the other one to do. Oh, hold on. Okay. Now I think we'll be okay. I just thought about that. I'm like, I still got a whole nother card to go. Well, I can't get that lid on. That's not good. All right. So now it's all sticky, right? Okay. So now what I'm going to do is whatever side I want facing up is what I'm going to put away from me. And I'm just going to make sure to push. Now, don't do fingers because you could poke through or bend. You want to do your whole palm, okay? So now if I've done this right, isn't that cute? Right? Oh, you know what? I forgot to put the Calypso coral underneath. Shoot. All right, so when you do this, you're going to glue that on the back. You'll see on the next one. I goofed. And I'm not pulling it apart because that would be a disaster. So, alrighty. So, yep, I goofed. But I do like that background. I initially did a darker background so you could see the flowers better. That was my reasoning. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to grab my punch, my double oval. Okay. And we're just going to punch out. Great way to use up your scraps, right? You'll have to watch in the next couple weeks. I've actually got a tip for you with making sure or figuring out how to use your scraps. So, kind of cool, right? All right, so I didn't know there was writing on that side, but hey, that's okay. We are gonna get it. So now what I gotta do is I gotta stamp this guy. And I'm like, now that I don't have the Calypso coral, I'm like, what should I do? I'm still gonna go with it. It'll be fine. So let's see. An Easter treat for you is what I'm looking for. Maybe? Yay! First time. That like rarely happens, huh? So we're gonna stick this on here, push it down, and then make sure it's the right way. Because that would be bad, wouldn't it? That wouldn't be the first time. I noticed today on one of my sites that I follow, somebody posted a card from Paper Pumpkin and the writing was upside down, and I'm like, hey, and she's like, yeah, hey. She corrected it, but it was funny, and I'm like, yeah, we've all been there. Way too many times, huh? Tell me you're a stamper without telling me you're a stamper. You sent cards backwards, right? So, alrighty, so this is gonna go to here. You can pop this up if you want. You can use Stampin' Seal. You can use glue dots. I guess you could probably use tear and tape also, but I'm good. I got enough going on. So I'm just gonna, let's see here, stick this here. I did pop it up on the sample, but I felt that it was just too far up, height-wise to mail. So you can do what you want though, because that's going to be your card, right? So there you go. Okay. So, oh, and my bunny's facing the other way. So I guess I turned it around backwards too. To each his own, right? So, see, here's the piece I needed. Oh, well. Okay. All right. And then don't forget, if you want to coordinate the envelope and all that kind of stuff, let's do that really quick. So I'm going to grab my Easter treat again, which I remembered where it was, so I'm doing okay. So Easter treat for you. So I'm going to put that here. And then I'm going to stamp this same bunny that I punched out on the other side of the envelope. I was going to say to glue this, but honestly, I tend to stay away from gluing onto an envelope unless you're handing it to somebody, because when they're machining, it could tear the whole envelope. So you just got to be a little more careful. You know, you got to be a little sweet, right? So can't give your carriers a heart attack every time, right? And I would hate to see your card, like the whole envelope be like cut in half, you know, because it tore. So, all right. So we got to remember the envelopes though. So there you go. Okay. All right. Now that that's done, now I can show you the next card, which actually is a little bit more tricky. Tiny bit. Not too bad though. I promise. So, all right. So this one, this is the card we're making. Cool, right? I think. All right. Let me pull out my high before it gets buried. Okay. So there we go. Okay. Now I don't have to worry about that. All right. So this is what we're making. Okay. And I've cut this down a tiny bit more. So I've got my envelope. I already did my cutting because I just didn't think you wanted to see me doing this. All right. So thick white cardstock. This is cut at 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Yes. Okay. Had to think about it for a minute. I'm like, did I get that right? So there you go. Okay. And then our mat, this time, this is the same mat we used on the other one, but we're going to flip it over because I want that yellow to coordinate in with the Mango Melody, not yellow. Okay. So this is cut at 5 1/4 by 4. And then if I remember to use this, this is cut at 4 3/4 by 3.5. Now, pay attention because you got to make sure your die cuts will still fit. I had to do this twice to get it to fit, and it was really, really tight. So just pay attention. And then your early espresso and your window sheet, those are cut just a tiny bit smaller, like 2 clicks down from this. Why is it only 2 clicks down? Because look at how much space I have here. So it's got to be like super duper close. Okay. So let's glue the mat on first. Alleviate as many mistakes as I can. In theory. Yeah. So yeah, so you're getting a lot of product this time. That's why it's a little bit more money, but it might be worth it to you. I don't know. So that's what we have. All right. So that base I'm going to put over yonder. Okay. And then this, I'm going to remember to do that, right? Oh my goodness. Okay. So now I'm going to glue this down. So this is not cut as short as the other one. So I can just glue like normal. Okay. So if you're coming out to see me at the farmer's market or at Landers, whether it be this Saturday or next Saturday, come on by. I do have some Easter favor treats, little baskets, all kinds of cute stuff for the kids, for the adults, for coworkers. You know, whatever you think, right? Whoever you want to give it to. So I will have that, and I will have the same Easter basket in a DIY kit, a tiny bit cheaper, because you're going to have to make it. So just for your info. So there you go. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this down, and it's like close because of all those sides, right? The narrowness of it. So, all right, let me pull this off. I don't like it when I get tails that long, because then it happens like craziness, right? So I have to tell you a funny that happened this morning. Only me. I mean, unless you guys have this kind of stuff happen to you too. So I'm working out this morning at the gym. Good thing, right? I had to take about a week off because I had injured my heel when I was running, which is why I'm not running anymore, but I'm back to walking and doing, so I'm happy about that. But I have to realize my body's not 20 anymore. So I have to treat it a little more gently, right? So I go back to the gym this morning, and I've got my hair in a long ponytail, right? Yeah, so I start on this machine, and then all of a sudden I'm like going, and then I'm like, why can't I go, right? My hair had gotten stuck in the thing behind, and I was like, so I figured out how to unroll it, wrap it, I don't know, but I was like, oh my gosh, I was almost to the point of going, hey, hey. So I'm like, sometimes, I swear, you know. So yeah, I'm still getting used to having long hair. I usually have it bunned up, and today I only had it in a ponytail, and well, that might have not been the best decision for me now, huh? So if you're wondering, it's not only you. It happens to all of us. So, all right. So what I'm doing is I am just creating my moats, for lack of a better term. Yeah, I had some funnies this morning. So, ooh, that's too long. Ooh, peel that up. I don't want it to be sticking out that far. So, all right, so let's get another row here. So yeah, so I had fun at the gym this morning. We'll just say that. I was about to, thankfully I know the manager there and most of the staff, and I was about to be like, hey, unwind me. Rapunzel, let down your hair, right? Or something. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. My aunt actually lost her hair in a machine helping my grandpa with his business when she was way younger. So I am usually very careful about that, but I was in a hurry and hair wouldn't go up the way I wanted it to, and it was just not working. I should have known to stay home and just drink my tea, huh? I've never had that happen before in my whole entire life. And I've had my hair way longer and way shorter. So, yeah. So I guess before I move, I gotta make sure I'm not stuck. Or just put it up completely. I don't know. Or my grandma would say, just cut it off. But thankfully, my grandma's in heaven laughing at me and wishing I would cut my hair. She was first generation here from Armenia, and she would say, John, you got to keep your hair nice, trimmed, and cut. Why, Grandma? So you don't look like a refugee. You got to look like you belong here and that you're taken care of. That was her reasoning. So anytime I came with a ponytail, she'd tell me to put it in a rubber band to go swimming in the pool, because she had a pool. And every time I did that, she'd come behind me with the kitchen scissors and chop my ponytail off. She did not like long hair. So I do not know how many times from Grandma's house that I had bangs halfway up my forehead, crooked, with a chopped off ponytail that got fixed at the salon, yes, but still was goofy as all get out. You could definitely tell when I was at grandma's house. We'll just say that. My hair was goofy at best. Like nice little zigzag across the forehead, kind of goofy, you know? And I swear everybody probably thought I did it, but I don't think I ever did touch my hair as a kid. But my grandma sure did. I can remember at least 3 or 4 times, but yeah, teaches them. We've lived through worse now, haven't we? But yeah, I usually keep it nice and tight, but this morning it just wasn't working, and I figured, it'll be fine. Little did I know, huh? So I went to the gym though. Long story short, okay, done now. Oh my goodness. Some days you just can't make this stuff up. No, can ya? Okay, so there's all my pieces and parts. Now, here's the thing. If you don't want these edges to kind of go concave, you might want to put here, 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 and here as well. So I'm going to do that. You don't have to. I didn't on this one, but I didn't like the look. So it's up to you on what you do though. Obviously, it's your card, right? But here we are. Okay. So here's this one. Where's my stickies? There we are. There's that one. Now this we're just going to use as dimensionals. Why do I not use dimensionals? Because dimensionals in this tape are a little bit different thickness. And yeah, so you want to make sure it matches. Okay. I was taking a register chain off. Eyelashes got caught in it. Oh my goodness. See, I'm not the only one with stories. All right. So because this one is littler pockets, I am going to put them in before I pull off the backings. Okay. So that way I have a little more control, at least in theory, of what I get to do, right? All right, so there's that. And I thought I wasn't going to have enough. They go so far. They really, really do. So you're going to get a full container of those with the kit, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go left to right. So hopefully I remember what I pulled off and what I didn't. We'll see how this goes, won't we? So it's hard when it gets to be circular. And then you want to make sure to kind of hold your paper down when you're peeling if you already have your filling in, because if you catch a corner and it goes pop and everything goes flying, you're going to lose all your filling. So I had that off. What you need to do is kind of hold it down so you don't do that. Yeah. Which is why I was trying to keep track of where I was, because it is a little bit harder when you have that filling in, because you don't want it to stick. And if you're dealing with micro beads or glitter, well, we'll just say good luck now, right? Makes life fun. All these challenges we have, right, with crafting, and they thought we're just having fun. So if it's an indicator, Tara, I think it was last Christmas, I'm trying to remember, got me a cup that says something about when I'm crafting, yes, cuss words sometimes come out of my mouth or something like that. And I'm like, yeah. So needless to say, huh? Oop, we got a stray flower in there. All right, so we're going to peel this one off. And we're going to not peel the whole thing off. Wow, that was not good, huh? I have to stick that back down. Okay, here we go. No problem. We got it. We got it happening. It'll be okay. So, come on. I'm being super careful so I don't bump all these flowers and then they end up sticking where I don't want them to, right? That would be a bad thing. Huh. All right. So I got all my pieces and parts. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my espresso down. And it's like a 1/16 of an inch smaller. Whole palm, no fingers. Okay. What do you think? So far, so good? Look at that. There we go. Yay! Okay. Small little victories, right? All right, so now I'm grabbing my rustic metallic adhesive backed dots, to be exact. And I'm gonna put one in the middle here, even though I barely have room. That's okay though. And then I'm going to punch out my scallop here. Okay. And make room so everything sits back down. Yeah. Okay. And then you're probably wondering what that measurement that's sitting there, right? That 6 by 2.5, that's for the envelope flap. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that in just like 2 shakes. Okay. So, come on. All right. So I'm like, I don't like how that is. So I think I'm going to go this way with it. Is it goofy this way? I don't know. But I don't want that covering that much up. So I think we're going to go like that or like that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my espresso. Can't you just loop the strip for each circle and press it down? Yeah, but then it rolls sideways and then you get stickies on your pieces that you don't want. It actually doesn't roll very well. It's not very flexible because it's meant to be pretty rigid for the shaker card part. So it really doesn't roll very well. So you really got to cut, unfortunately. So we used to have, instead of the foam adhesive strips, we used to have these sets of circles that we used. But honestly, those were a little too rigid, I guess you would say, because it was only one shape and they were hard to use. So there you go. There's your history lesson. So, all right. So here's my high. So yeah, unfortunately they don't bend. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. All right. So let's put some more Stampin' Seal on here. If you want to pop it up instead, feel free. But I'm going to go this way, I think. You can do whatever you want. But I think I'm going to do mine this way. And I really like the fact that we have more room to be able to see the designer paper behind. So there you go. Okay. I really like that with the dark. Oh, it's amazing what happens when you don't forget part of your card, right? Okay. But I almost forgot the whole mat. Where did it go? It's on there. Okay. Ah, for heaven's sakes. Brains. Please work. So here's my question to you. I like it. See how there's just barely on that one and there's quite a bit more showing designer paper wise. I like this one better. So there you go. All right, so that's what I have for you tonight. But remember, with the kit, you're going to get the full container of daisies and you're going to get all the strips you need, all the materials for everything. You're going to get a couple of these little guys. I almost forgot the butterflies. We can't do that. And then you're going to get a whole pack of these brass butterflies from me. So the product alone is like all but $4 of this whole kit. Okay. So it's really a good deal. At least I think so. So there you go. Okay. Now that I remembered all the pieces of the cards, but see how that background just makes it pop? Oh, Not too bad with the bunny, but you can still see the difference, huh? This one just makes it a little more subtle. So there you go. That's what I have for you tonight. And thank you so much for joining me. Have a great evening. Get the tutorial, stampinwithjohnny.com tomorrow morning. Thanks so much. Have a great night. Bye-bye.